In this lecture, we are going to solve a problem on line-to-line fault analysis. An alternator is rated at 20 MVA 13.8 kV and has a direct axis subtransient reactance of 0.25 per unit. The negative and zero sequence reactances are 0.35 and 0.1 per unit respectively. Find the subtransient current and line-to-line voltages at the fault when a line-to-line fault occurs between phases B and C. Assume that the alternator is unloaded and operating at rated terminal voltage when the fault occurs. So an alternator and its ratings are given, its kV base, MVA base, as well as the positive, negative and zero sequence reactances are given. We have to calculate the fault current in case of a single line in the case of a line-to-line fault. The subtransient currents means we have to calculate the current through all the phases IA, IB and IC, as well as the line voltages VAB, VBC and VCA. So first of all, let us note down the parameters which are given. So 20 MVA, that is MVA base is equal to 20, then 13.8 kV, kV base is equal to 13.8. Now the direct axis subtransient reactance, which is nothing but the positive sequence reactance, it is equal to J 0.25 per unit, and the negative sequence reactance Z2 is equal to J 0.35 per unit, and the zero sequence reactance Z0 is equal to J 0.1 per unit. So we have noted down all the given parameters. Now let us calculate the various currents and the line-to-line voltages. Okay, so we know the equation for positive sequence current in case of a line-to-line fault. That is, positive sequence current IA1 is equal to EA divided by Z1 plus Z2 plus ZF. So here in this particular question, it is only specified that there is a short circuit between phases B and C, and the case of fault impedance is not specified there. That means fault impedance is 0. So there will be a direct short circuit between phases B and C. So ZF is 0 and the equation for IA1 will be EA divided by Z1 plus Z2. Now we already know that in case of a line-to-line fault, the zero sequence current IA0 is equal to 0, and relation between IA1 and IA2, that is IA1 is equal to minus IA2. Okay. Now let us write the values of various sequence currents. So the symmetrical components of currents or sequence currents are first one is IA0, which is equal to 0. Next is IA1, and IA1 will be equal to EA divided by Z1 plus Z2. We have EA is equal to 1 angle 0 divided by Z1 is J 0.25 plus Z2 is J 0.35. Okay. So on solving this, we will get the value of IA1, and the value of IA1 here is 1.667 angle minus 90 degree. IA1 is equal to 1.667 angle minus 90 degree. Okay. So after getting the value of IA1, we can directly write IA2. IA2 is equal to minus IA1, and this will be equal to 1.667 angle minus 90 is minus j 1.667. So this will be plus j 1.667, that is 1.667 angle 90 degree. Okay, so we got all the sequence currents IA0, IA1 and IA2. Now we can calculate the phase currents IA, IB and IC. Okay, the phase currents are first one is IA, and we don't have to actually calculate IA. It is given in the question that before the fault occurs, the alternator is unloaded and the fault is between phases B and C. So phase A will be open and IA is equal to 0. So IA is 0. Now IB. So we know that IB is the fault current. IB is equal to the fault current IF, and for a line to line fault current IF is equal to minus j root 3 into IA1. That is minus j root 3 into EA by Z1 plus Z2 here. So we got IA1, and we can write IB as minus j root 3 into IA1, which is equal to minus j root 3 into IA1 is 1.667 angle minus 90 degree. So on solving this, we will get the value of IB, and the value of IB for this case is 2.886 angle 180 degree. Okay, this is IB, and now we have to calculate IC, and we know that for a line to line fault, IB is equal to minus IC. These currents are the same and they are flowing in the opposite direction. So IC will be equal to minus IB. IC is equal to minus IB. We have IB here, and on multiplying this term with a minus 1, the answer will be 2.886 angle 0 degree per unit. Okay, this is the value of IC. So we got all the phase currents in per unit. Now we have to convert these currents into its actual value into amperes. So for that we need the base current. So the base current IB is equal to MVA base into 10 raised to 3 divided by root 3 into KV base. Which is equal to, the alternator was having an MVA rating 20 into 10 raised to 3 divided by root 3 into 13.8. Okay, solve this equation and we will get the value of base current IB as 837 amperes. 837 amperes. Now, actual currents will be obtained by multiplying the per unit values by the base value. So, actual currents are IA is 0, then IB is equal to 837 into, I am taking the magnitudes only, so 837 into 2.886, and it will be equal to 2416 ampere. Similarly here IC is equal to, the magnitude is the same for IC also, so 837 into 2.886 will be equal to 2416 ampere. Thus we have calculated the subtransient currents. Now we have to calculate the line to line voltages also. Okay. So the next step is to calculate the line to line voltages. So which are the line to line voltages? for this particular three-phase system. They are VAB, VBC and VCA. Okay. And how can we calculate this? VAB will be equal to VA minus VB. Similarly, VBC will be equal to VB minus VC. And VCA will be equal to VC minus VA. That means for calculating the line-to-line voltages, we need the value of all the phase voltages VA, VB and VC. So let us go for calculating the phase voltages. So phase voltages are first is VA, and we know that VA is equal to VA0 plus VA1 plus VA2. VA0 is 0. Now we have to calculate VA1 and VA2. Okay, let us write it here. We have VA0 equal to 0. Now calculate VA1, which is equal to EA minus IA1 into Z1. Okay, EA is 1 angle 0 minus we got IA1 as 1.667 angle minus 90 degree. Angle minus 90 degree into Z1. It was J 0.25. Okay, so solve this. We will get the value of voltage VA1 as 0.583 per unit. 0.583 per unit. So here I am taking the magnitudes only. So 0.583 per unit. That is VA1. Now VA2 can be calculated as minus IA2 into Z2. But there is another way for easily calculating the value of VA2. So we know the sequence network of a double line fault. This will be the positive sequence network and this will be the negative sequence network, and here there will be a fault impedance. But in this particular case, the fault impedance is 0. So the sequence network will be like this. So that means the positive sequence network and the negative sequence network are connected in parallel. So for a parallel combination, voltages will be the same. So this is VA1, this is VA2. So both these voltages will be the same as these sequence networks are connected in parallel. So VA1 equal to VA2. Now we can write VA2 directly. VA2 is equal to VA1 is equal to 0.583 per unit. Okay. Thus we have calculated all the sequence components of voltages. Now we can calculate the phase voltages VA0, VA, VB and VC. So VA is VA0 plus VA1 plus VA2, that is VA0 is 0 plus VA1 plus VA2. We will get the value of VA as 1.166. VA1 is 0.583 plus VA2 is also 0.583. So answer will be 1.166 per unit. This is VA. Now VB. So we can take VB from the matrix equation, that is VA, VB, VC is equal to 1, 1, 1, 1 A square A, 1 A square into VA0, VA1, VA2. So we have VB as VA0 plus A square VA1 plus A into VA2. Okay. Now VA0 is 0, A square into VA1 plus A into VA2. That is, so let us write it here. VB is equal to VA0 is 0 plus A square into VA1. A square is 1 angle 240 degree into VA1. VA1 is 0.583 plus A into VA2, that is 1 angle 120 degree into VA2, that is 0.583 again. This will be equal to, we will get the value of phase voltage VB as minus 0.583 per unit. Okay, now VC, we have to calculate VC. So VC is equation wise, VC is equal to 1 into VA0 plus A into VA1 plus A square into VA2. That is A into VA1 plus A square into VA2. But we don't have to calculate VC using that particular equation. Here, let us consider the equivalent diagram of the alternator. So here it is given that this is phase B, IB, this is phase C, IC. So there is a direct short circuit between phase B and C. In this case, there is a direct short circuit between phases B and C. So if there is a direct short circuit, VB is the voltage at this point, this is VB, and VC is the voltage at this point. Okay, this is VC. Now, what will be the value of VB minus VC? It is the voltage across this point. Okay. Now here VB minus VC. What is the value of VB minus VC? VB minus VC means potential at this point minus potential at this point, or potential difference across this short circuit, voltage across this short circuit. So we know that voltage across a short circuit is 0. So here VB minus VC is 0. VB minus VC equal to 0, or VB is equal to VC. So we can directly write VC as 0 minus 0.583 per unit. Okay. So as there is a direct short circuit here, VB will be equal to VC. Potential at this point is equal to potential at this point. Okay. Those 2 points are connected together. So potential of this point VB is equal to potential of this point VC. So we can directly write VC here. Now we have to calculate the line voltages VAB, VBC and VCA. So we have VAB is equal to VA minus VB. That is, VA was, what's the value of VA? We got the value of VA as 1.166 per unit. Now VAB is VA minus VB, that is 1.166 minus 0.583, that is plus 0.583, which is equal to 1.749 per unit. Okay. Now VBC. Okay. We got VB is equal to VC. So VBC is VB minus VC is equal to 0. And the last one is VCA, which is equal to VC minus VA, that is minus 0.583 minus 1.166, and that will be equal to 1.749 again, minus it is 1.749 angle 180 degree. We will get it as 1.749 angle 180 degree actually. Okay. So if we are using the angles of these all parameters VA, VB and VC, we will get this as 1.749 angle 0. But I haven't used the angles, I have taken the magnitudes only. But on taking the angles also, this value VAB will be 1.749 angle 0 and VCA will be 1.749 angle 180 degree. Okay. Now These are the per unit values of voltages. Now we need the actual value of voltages. So actual line voltages. So actual voltages will be equal to per unit value into base value. So VAB will be equal to 1.749 into base voltage is 13.8 divided by root 3. Okay. So this is actually the line value. 1.749 is actually the line value of voltage, but we are multiplying it by the phase value of base voltage. Why? Because even if this is the line voltage, we have calculated VAB by subtracting two phase voltages. But so because of that, numerically this is a phase voltage. It is the difference between two phase voltages. That is why we are multiplying this by the phase value of base voltage. Okay, now we will get it as VAB is equal to 13.94 kV. 13.94 angle 0 degree. VBC is 0 and VCA is equal to again 1.749 into 13.8 by root 3 is equal to 13.94 kV or 13.94 angle 180 degree kV. So we have calculated all the required parameters.